Hello everyone, day 942, walking 5 miles per day, every single day at age 67 and a half. Gloomy morning out here, but I've got a great quote for you. If you want to feel better, blame others. If you want to get better, blame yourself. If you want to feel better, blame others. If you want to get better, blame yourself. Back to that word feelings. If you want to feel better, I think that's where we have been going wrong, is everybody's worried about everybody's feelings instead of the truth. That's another story for another day. Blaming yourself is cathartic. It is freeing, but it's also very dangerous. Because if you blame yourself too much, again, I'm no psychologist, but if you blame yourself too much, that can lead to depression. You can't beat yourself up constantly and not end up in depression. It's just not feasible. It's like, trying to be in a bad mood when you're smiling. It's impossible. So, blaming others is easy. It's what happens in a lot of marriages. It's happened in mine, on my side. I mean, when everything goes, just blame her, or blame the job, or blame a coworker, or blame the weather. But I have accepted the fact that in order to get better, and I've been doing this for a lot longer than way before I found this quote last night, is one of the most powerful things that I've ever learned was from a boss, one of my first bosses in real estate. His name was Josh, really, really smart guy. And he said, none of us are immune to mistakes. He said, what separates the great from everybody else is those who can own their mistakes. You own it, you learn from it, you try not to do it again, you move on, instead of blaming others. You see where this is going? So it is so easy to fall into that trap of, well, it wasn't my fault, it was fill in the blank. Where does that get you when you do that? Nowhere. It gets you off the hook in your mind, but you're never going to grow by doing that. It is just but it is the easy way out. It's back to Goggins. Do you want to take the road less traveled, or you want to take the road most traveled? I've always liked the road less traveled. That has been my mantra, basically my entire life. I've always thought differently, I've always acted differently, and I've always done things differently than others. And it's been an asset and it's been a liability along the way. When it's a liability, take ownership of it and try to get better instead of blaming someone else. David Goggins has a term called, the path of most resistance versus the path of least resistance. Our minds automatically take us to the path of least resistance because it feels better, it's easier, it takes us off the hook. But the path of most resistance is very, very difficult because it's foreign to us. And why is it foreign? Again, our minds automatically take us to the path of least resistance because our minds want to keep us safe. It's a defense mechanism. It's innate. It's ingrained in us. So in order to flip that and take the path of most resistance and not blame others and blame ourselves instead is contrary to what our minds want us to do. So with that in mind, what it does, it takes work. It takes cognizant effort to see where you're at and how you're going to react in a specific situation. So that's my pearl of wisdom for the day, is if you want to blame others, if you want to feel better, go blame others. Works every time. But if you want to get better and be better, blame yourself. But blame yourself in a loving way. Blame yourself in a way where you're not beating yourself up. I don't like the word blame as much as I do. Just take ownership of it. Morning. You take ownership of your attitudes, your decisions, your actions. And if it's a negative, if it's a negative action, there's nothing wrong with that. We all have them. Just own it, learn from it, try not to do it again. If you do it again, own it, learn from it, try not to do it again. There's a fine line between a pity party and depression. In fact, they go hand in hand. So don't pity party yourself if you're using the blame game. Again, I like the word own it better. Just realize this is going on and take it for what it's worth. We all have our good days and we all have our bad days. Just be careful not to blame it on other people because at the end of the day, it's our decision. I hope y'all have a great day. Try to apply this on your next interaction. Try not blaming someone else. Try to accept the blame for yourself. Watch what happens. Y'all have a good one. Godspeed. Peace.